Hello and welcome to Blockchain Gaming World Daily with me, John Jordan. So, news we're looking at today is a new kind of funding round, a new company, although they've been around for a while in the game space. So, but a new company to most of us, I suppose, called Faraway. They've raised $21 million in a Series A round. That's pretty big. They've actually raised $8 million in a seed round, so they're up to $30-ish million, 29 actually, isn't it? $29 million of funding, which is pretty big. They're based in Miami, headquartered in Miami, but probably, like a lot of people spread around the world. A team of about 40 people now hiring. And a few interesting things here. So I think the most interesting thing, and something I've been talking about, I guess, for the last sort of a month or so, is now we're seeing a lot of these experienced games teams now sort of announcing. They've been doing stuff. So Faraway started in the summer, so actually not that long ago. But these are people who've made games before. So the two sort of key founders, there's three founders in Faraway, but the two that I've sort of followed, they had a company called Dairy Free Games that was bought by Glue Mobile, pretty well-known mobile game developer. They worked at Glue for a bit, and then they went off to Scopely, again another pretty famous mobile game developer, all free to play. So these guys have worked on some massive games at Glue and at Scopely. And they've obviously done their own games as well back in the day. So they know what they're doing. They've been making games for over a decade, and they come to blockchain gaming in a very different way to a lot of the games we've seen. So they come from gaming, and they've actually got a game live. So this is quite interesting. At the moment, we're seeing a lot of funding rounds of games that are going to be coming out over the next year, so to speak. They'll probably do NFT drops and raise some more funding that way. But this is a game that's already live. Now, it's not got blockchain in it, but this is a game that's been developed for blockchain. So it's called Mini Royale Nations. It is a browser-based game, so it works on any device that can run a browser. There's no kind of integrations or anything you have to download or anything like that. So it just works on a browser. So I've not tried it on mobile, I have to say, but we'll have a quick look at the game later on. But it will work on any device. And the point that when I was talking to the CEO Alex, he's saying is we want to make a really fun game first. So we hear that sort of quite a bit in blockchain game, but it's hard to do. They've got this game up and running. They're running about 300,000 monthly active players. So it's not enormous at the moment, but clearly they've got some user base. And basically, as you'd expect for this sort of game, it is a sort of first-person running around shooting people game. So there's a battle royale mode. There is a team deathmatch mode. There is a capture the flag mode. So they've got the basic modes in there, and you have it looks a bit sort of blocky, has a certain art style, and you have the typical things. You have to sort of choose your weapon loadout. Interestingly, there's not really any monetization in at the moment, because what they want to do is they want to get people playing this game, and then obviously the blockchain stuff will come. So blockchain stuff starts to happen in December. So we're going to get NFTs in December. And then we're going to have free-to-play, play-to-earn currencies going live in 2022, I guess early 2022. So we're going to have typical sort of thing. We're going to have a utility token called Cheddar, and we're going to have a governance token called Royale. The game's running on the Solana blockchain, so that's sort of interesting. We've seen lots of sort of interesting funding around Solana, lots of games announcing on Solana. Not many games, as far as I know, actually really no live games on Solana at the moment. So I think this is interesting. This will be a good use case for Solana. At the moment, I'm a little bit sort of sniffy about people announcing they're going on Solana, because that's where a lot of funding is. So that's sort of fine, but no one's actually done anything on Solana live. So these guys at Faraway Games are going to be a good test case. So they're working quite closely with Solana, as you'd expect, because they're going to be, if they're successful, they're going to be pushing an awful lot of transactions through that blockchain, which, Solana's, doing really well on DeFi stuff, and having some fairly sort of busy sort of NFT stuff as well, but not really a lot of, games are a very different sort of product in terms of how you get a lot of sort of concurrent users and peak usage and stuff. So we'll see how that plays out. But when you've got $30 million, whatever, then that's sort of it helps to solve some of those problems, I suppose. Let's talk a little bit about the funders. So the funders, again, are a really incredible round of funders, or the companies. So Lightspeed Venture Partners, pretty well known. FTX, they are really big. I mean, they're a really big backer of Solana. They're a big sort of crypto exchange. Sam Bankman-Fried, pretty famous now. And actually, the game will be integrating into FTX. FTX is a big crypto exchange, and it's not live yet, but over time, basically when you create an account in Mini Royale, it will sort of integrate through to FTX. So you'll basically get a custodial account there. Obviously, if you want to, you can use non-custodial accounts, such as there's the Phantom Chrome extension wallet seems to be the most popular on Solana at the moment. So there's those sort of options. But the whole sort of point is that most users won't really care that it's running on a blockchain, certainly won't care it's running on Solana, but they can own their stuff and they can start to earn tokens and do some interesting things. We sort of know what's going on with sort of utility tokens and governance tokens. Axie has sort of shown us that way. So what's interesting is this is going to be in a live game straight away. And we've not seen a lot of sort of shooter crypto stuff. There's been sort of attempts of it, but it's not really worked out. So that'll be interesting to see. Okay, let's have a quick look at the game itself. Okay, so I'm terrible at these games, so I'll embarrass myself. I'm sure I'll die straight away. But this is basically what we can see here. So we can see here I've only just started playing, so I'm level 2. I'm total noob, and I'm not got a battle pass or anything like this. So I can claim an attendance award. Let's go and claim that. So I'm going to get a pixel khaki parachute. So there we go. A bunch of stuff: clans, leaderboards, shop. There's nothing there at the moment. So coming soon on all that sort of stuff, because obviously there is gold, so I'm earning gold, but there's no use of it at the moment because there's no monetization. So we have some stuff like loadouts. So we have sort of different sort of typical says sniper rifle, typical shotgun, AK, all that sort of stuff we've got there. So obviously there's the battle royale is a separate mode, and then there's sort of the arena mode stuff. So you can sort of click what you want to do here. I'm terrible at battle royale, so I'm not gonna do that. So I'll very quickly go in and show you the game, just because why not? But anyone can just sort of log in. You set up with an email and a password. Very very straightforward. It might take a bit of time actually to find a game actually. So we'll see how that goes on. I've got some people. So someone here has a cool skin. I'm not sure they've done that. So it's Team Deathmatch. It's looking for players. Looks like we are. I don't know how many of these will be bots, really. Normally that's what you do to fill it up. Okay, so right, so off we go, and so it's pretty straightforward. It's all I'm terrible at these things, so it's embarrassing. I'll give myself a shot here. There's probably a sniper somewhere, isn't there? Yeah. So as ever, you normally have some people who are quite good at playing this game, and you have some total noobs like me. Walk straight into the gunfire and get themselves blown up. You can see we've got sort of oh, we're gonna get shot from there. Yeah. Anyway, you sort of get the idea. So you can imagine what's going to be interesting here. Is I need to jump more. Is you're playing this game, you're being really rubbish like me, but you're sort of earning sort of tokens, and probably there's NFTs that people are earning, and probably people who are rubbish at the game like me. People who are rubbish like me have to go and buy cool NFTs, but people who are really cool, who are like 12 years old playing this game and doing really well to sell NFTs. So everyone's hiding. Got it! Hey! Not so bad after all. Ha 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 ha. Right, so let's leave that going. So there we go. I think Faraway's interesting. I definitely think it's more interesting having spoken to the CEO, because people who know how to make games, we just haven't seen very many of them who play a lot of games, who actually made a lot of games. We've been in the games industry for 10, 15 years. You've made a lot of games. You've seen a lot of games that haven't worked as well. You've made hopefully some successful games, yeah. And I think that's really what we need now in the space, and it's really good to see that we are sort of getting the. I would say sort of the grown-ups coming. That's a bit off really, because it's not like people who come from the blockchain space aren't really committed to making games, but they just haven't made games. They're very inexperienced, a bit like me playing this game. So what did I do? I got some points here. I got some XP. I earned 2 coins. It's going to take me forever to get to level 3, but there we go. If I put in the work, I'll get better. So as a game, it's not like Fortnite or something. It's not a super polished game. They've only been working on it since the summer. It's a few months in, but effectively it works. It's got some cool stuff in there. I can go through, and if I earn my XP, I can earn some of this stuff and get cool avatars and guns and things as well. So we roughly know how that stuff works. So thanks for watching. This is Blockchain Gaming World, where we spend the time being rubbish at blockchain games, but hopefully learning something. So if you want to come along for the ride, please subscribe. But thanks for watching, and see you.